Have you ever met someone who speaks English so smoothly that every word sounds effortless? Like their sentences flow like a river, natural, rhythmic, and full of quiet confidence? You listen and you think, I want to sound like that. But here's the secret. Fluency isn't just about perfect grammar or knowing 10,000 words. It's about how you say things. It's about the phrases native speakers reach for instinctively, those elegant, polished expressions that signal, I belong here. I understand the rhythm of this language and this culture.
Exactly. And today, we're not just giving you vocabulary. We're handing you 10 magical phrases, carefully chosen, deeply practical, and used daily by fluent English speakers in boardrooms, coffee shops, Zoom calls, and heartfelt conversations. These aren't textbook phrases. They're living language. And when you start using them, not just memorizing them, you'll notice something incredible. People lean in when you speak. They trust your ideas. They see you as articulate, professional, and yes, fluent.
And the best part? You don't need to overhaul your entire English. You don't need to study for hours. You just need to feel these phrases, understand their heartbeat, their timing, their emotional color, and let them become part of your voice.
So grab your favorite drink, tea, coffee, or even water, sit back and stay with us. Because by the end of this episode, you won't just know these 10 phrases. You'll be ready to use them today.
Let's begin with a powerhouse of agreement. When someone says something you deeply resonate with, something that feels true in your bones, this is your go-to phrase. It's stronger than I agree. It's more elegant than totally. And it carries a quiet authority. For example, if a colleague says, remote work has taught us that trust matters more than oversight, you can say, I couldn't agree more.
Notice the rhythm. I couldn't agree more. The slight pause before more adds emphasis. Say it slowly at first. I couldn't agree more. Then speed up naturally as you get comfortable. This phrase is common in professional settings, but also works in personal conversations. It shows you're not just nodding along, you're fully aligned. Practice by thinking of a recent opinion you strongly agreed with and say it out loud. I couldn't agree more. Feel the conviction in your voice. Now, what if you don't fully agree, but you want to respond with respect and curiosity? Enter this gem. That's an interesting way to put it. It's diplomatic, it's thoughtful, and it buys you time to process. For example, if a friend says, success is just luck dressed up as hard work, you can reply, that's an interesting way to put it.
This phrase is your social superpower. It shows you're listening, not just waiting to talk, and it opens the door for deeper dialogue. Can you tell me more about that? As a pronunciation tip, don't rush interesting. Many native speakers say interesting, not interesting. Try it. That's an interesting way. But use this sincerely. If your tone sounds sarcastic, it can come across as dismissive. Keep your tone warm and open. This phrase turns opinion into conviction. It's not just what you think, it's why it matters to you. For example, in a team meeting, I truly believe that customer feedback should drive our next product update, or in a personal conversation. I truly believe that small acts of kindness change the world.
The word truly adds emotional weight. It's not I think, which can sound tentative. It's I truly believe, which says, this is part of my values. For shadowing practice, listen to TED Talks or interviews where speakers say this phrase. Mimic their intonation, the slight rise on truly, the steady pace on believe that. Now, reflect. What's something you truly believe about learning English? Say it now. I truly believe that. Ever been in a meeting where everyone's talking and you have a valuable point but don't want to interrupt? This phrase is your polite entry ticket. If I may add something, for example, during a brainstorming session, you might say, if I may add something, I think we're overlooking our younger audience.
It's humble yet confident. You're not demanding attention, you're requesting it respectfully. And in English-speaking cultures, that humility is often rewarded with space to speak. Alternatives include, "If I could just add," or "May I add something quickly?" But "if I may" sounds the most polished. Pair it with body language. Lean forward slightly, make eye contact. Your words plus presence equals impact. This is active listening in action. It tells the speaker, "I not only heard you, I understood you." For example, if your manager says, "We'll delay the launch to fix the UX issues," you can reply, "That makes perfect sense."
Compare it to okay, neutral, maybe even disengaged. Got it. Functional, but cold. That makes perfect sense. Warm, intelligent, collaborative. Sometimes natives say, "That makes total sense," or "That makes a lot of sense." But perfect sense carries the strongest agreement. Next time someone explains a plan, try this phrase. Watch how their face lights up. They feel heard. Need to bring up something important without sounding pushy? This phrase is your subtle spotlight. It's worth mentioning that, for example, in an email, it's worth mentioning that our competitor just lowered their prices. Or, in a meeting, it's worth mentioning that Sarah's team has experience with this exact issue.
It's not "you forgot this." It's "here's something valuable to consider." That's the difference between sounding critical and sounding helpful. As a grammar note, always follow with a full clause. It's worth mentioning that the deadline is Friday. Use this in reports, presentations, or even casual Slack messages. It instantly elevates your tone. This isn't just optimism, it's leadership language. It turns uncertainty into possibility. For example, if your team is stressed about a tight deadline, you could say, "I know it's a lot, but I'm confident we can make it happen."
Notice, it's not "I'm sure," which can sound naive. It's "I'm confident, grounded, experienced, and hopeful." This phrase builds trust. It says, "I see the challenge, and I believe in us." Say it with a steady, calm tone. Not too fast, not too loud. Confidence is quiet. When emotions run high or details overwhelm, this phrase brings perspective. Let's look at the bigger picture. For instance, after a minor setback, yes, the demo crashed, but let's look at the bigger picture. Our client loved the concept.
It's the language of maturity. It shows you're not reactive, you're strategic. In Western business culture, big picture thinking is highly valued. Using this phrase aligns you with that mindset. Next time you're stressed, literally imagine zooming out like a camera pulling back from a close-up to a wide shot. Then say, "Let's look at the bigger picture." Generosity in language builds strong relationships. And this phrase? It's pure encouragement. That's a brilliant idea. For example, if a colleague suggests a new workflow, you can say, "That's a brilliant idea."
Don't underestimate the power of genuine praise. It makes people feel seen and more likely to collaborate with you again. Say it with energy, not flat. "That's a brilliant idea." But bright, "That's a brilliant idea." You can also use synonyms like "That's genius," or "What a fantastic suggestion," but brilliant is universally professional and warm. This is the mindset of innovators, entrepreneurs, and resilient communicators. For example, faced with a budget cut, let's turn that challenge into an opportunity to streamline our process. Or, if engagement is low, let's turn that challenge into an opportunity to reconnect with our audience.
This phrase reframes problems as invitations, and in doing so, it shifts the entire energy of a conversation. Every time you face a difficulty in English, maybe you mispronounced a word or froze in a conversation, say to yourself, "Let's turn that challenge into an opportunity to learn." And before we go, here are 5 more phrases to sprinkle into your English-like seasoning on a great dish. Number 1. That's a game changer. Use when something radically improves a situation. For example, "This new app? That's a game changer for language learners." Number 2, you read my mind. When someone says exactly what you were thinking, for example, I was just about to suggest coffee. You read my mind.
Number 3, let's make it happen. It's action-oriented and collaborative. Not we should do this, but let's make it happen. Number 4, that's the spirit. Encourage someone's positive attitude. For example, I'm going to practice English every day this week. That's the spirit. Number 5, it's all coming together beautifully. Perfect for projects, events, or personal progress. Look at your language journey and say this to yourself. Don't try to use all of them at once. Pick one this week. Use it in a real conversation. Notice how it feels, how others respond. So what's your favorite phrase from today? Was it the confident, I couldn't agree more? The wise, let's look at the bigger picture? Or the uplifting, let's turn that challenge into an opportunity?
Whichever one resonates with you, use it today. Say it out loud, text it to a friend, write it in your journal. Because fluency isn't built in theory, it's built in use.
And remember, every time you choose a more natural, more professional phrase, you're not just speaking English. You're becoming the fluent, confident speaker you've always wanted to be.
You've got this. Keep practicing, keep believing, and keep speaking English, not perfectly, but powerfully. See you next time on the Master English Hub podcast.
See you next time on the Master English Hub podcast.